Okay, so in today's lecture, we're going to talk about cell biology. The basic unit of life. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can always leave it below, and I'm gonna try my best to answer them. All right, so let's get going here. Let's get going. So, control and command, the machinery behind cell operation and regulation. The nucleus. This is the cell's brain. Command and control. The largest organelle in a eukaryotic cell acts as the genetic command center, right? So the nucleus, you can say, is the brain of the cell. That's where it stores the DNA storage, houses chromosomes and the cell's genetic blueprint. Nucleolus is a dense region where ribosomes are manufactured. Nuclear envelope, a double membrane with pores for regulated transport. So if you take a look over here, this is a picture of a nucleus. The nucleus is right here in the middle. It's a dense region where ribosomes are manufactured. I'm gonna get to ribosomes in a minute. You have the nuclear pore right here, the chromatin. This is the nuclear plasm. You could say that's the, you know, jelly liquid part of this nucleus. And you have the nuclear envelope where everything is enclosed. Now let's talk about the mitochondria. Now I know all of us in high school have heard mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, but I don't think you understand exactly how important the mitochondria is. Obviously, every cell organelle is important, but mitochondria is whew, it's up there. It's a very unique organelle, right? It's fueling the cellular machine. Mitochondria are responsible for ATP, adenosine triphosphate synthesis through cellular respiration. ATP is energy. Just so y'all don't know, just in case y'all didn't know, ATP basically is energy. So at the end of the day, the cells manufacture energy for us to keep us going, to keep functions flowing. The cristae are the inner folds that maximize surface area for energy production. So these are the cristae right here. What's interesting about the mitochondria, well, many things interesting about it, but nature thought about clever ways to maximize surface area. Okay, so these cristae are these inner folds, you see? Boom, boom, boom. What that does is, instead of it just being one quote unquote thing, you have these folds that increase the surface tension, so therefore more chemical reactions can occur here, or cellular reactions can occur here at this level. It's also a double membrane, evidence of ancient Indus symbiotic origins. So scientists think, and we are pretty sure, that the mitochondria was a free floating, different type of organism, and somehow through the millions of years it fused with with eukaryotic cells, and it became part of it. Why? Because it has its own DNA. Okay, so that's what the theory behind the mitochondria, and this good evidence to support that. So mitochondria could have been its own organism, and if somehow it fused with the eukaryotic cell, and boom, now it's part of us now, and we need it. The endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. You have the rough ER and the smooth ER. The rough endoplasmic reticulum. Studied with ribosome, it is primarily responsible for the synthesis and folding of proteins. So when you hear the term rough ER, what it means is that the ribosomes, um, this endoplasmic reticulum is basically surrounded by ribosomes. Smooth ER, it lacks ribosomes. It specializes in lipid synthesis, detoxification, and calcium storage. It's very crucial for maintaining membrane integrity and metabolizing drugs and toxins. So if you're on a test one day and you see rough ER and smooth ER, just know that smooth ER does not contain ribosomes, but the rough ER does. Okay, ribosomes is where proteins are made. Okay, now the Golgi apparatus. Now, again, in high school and junior high, I'm sure y'all heard that the Golgi is where it's like the package, is the UPS of our cell. Um, so again, you see these folds, it increases surface area. The Golgi apparatus prepares proteins and lipids for use both inside and outside the cell. Vesicles, they are small sacs that pinch off to transport materials. Okay, so picture vesicles like, again, UPS. So picture the whole Golgi apparatus as the UPS center, or the Amazon center, you could say, right? And these vesicles are like the drivers that goes out and deliver the packages. Okay, tagging, proteins are tagged with chemical signals to ensure correct delivery. Again, like I mentioned, the Golgi apparatus is the UPS center or Amazon center, and these vesicles are like the drivers, and these drivers or these vesicles are tagged. Sorry, proteins are tagged with chemical signals to ensure correct delivery. So it's like the UPS driver or Amazon driver, making sure, scanning the package, making sure that it goes to the right address. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. Sanitation and recycling. Lysosomes contain digestive enzymes to break down waste, dead organelles, and foreign bacteria. The cell's recycling center. Peroxisomes, small vesicles that contain oxidative enzymes. They detoxify harmful substances and process fatty acids. Vacuoles, large storage sacs, especially prominent in plants for water, nutrients, and structural support. Very, very, very important. Now let's get to the actual ribosomes. We mentioned ribosomes before. With the rough ER, remember the rough endoplasmic reticulum are covered in ribosomes, and the smooth one is not. So ribosomes are tiny factories, diameter about 25 nanometers, protein synthesis units. Ribosomes are not membrane bound, but are essential workbenches where RNA is translated into amino acid chains. Free ribosomes float in the cytoplasm, making proteins for internal use. Bound ribosomes attached to the rough ER, making proteins for secretion. So listen, so you can break it down to two types of ribosomes. The free one that floats in the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is basically the part of the cell where a lot of chemicals reactions are done. You could say it's like the main body of the cell. It's like the, the flowing, but it's not hard. It's liquefied almost. Okay, so the free ribosomes float in the cytoplasm, making proteins for internal use. Bound ribosomes attached to the rough endoplasmic reticulum, making proteins for secretion. Chloroplasts. This is where we get to plant cells. Okay, so chloroplasts, photosynthetic power, found only in plant cells and algae. These capture light energy to produce sugar, mainly glucose, C6H12O6. That's the chemical formula of glucose. Thylakoids are stacked disc grana containing chlorophyll. The stroma, the fluid-filled space where carbon is fixed into glucose. Okay, so you have the stroma right here. This is fluid-filled. Okay, and where carbon is fixed into glucose. Remember, glucose is 6,6H12O6. You have the outer membrane right here. You have the inner membrane, and this is the thylakoid I just mentioned, stacked disc containing the chlorophyll. And right here, these together are the granum. Let's talk about the cytoskeleton. Cellular scaffold. Microtubules are thick, hollow tubes that provide pathways for transport and help in cell division. Microfilaments, thinner actin fibers that allow the cell to move and change shape. Intermediate filaments provide permanent structural reinforcement and anchor organelles in place. All right, let's talk about the organelle size comparison. Okay, so the nucleus, as you can see, is about 6. Now, what's interesting about this is that compared to, like, you could say plant cells, nucleus it's pretty sizable. Okay, mitochondria, and when I say mitochondria, it's not just one mitochondria per cell. It's depending on what type of cell it is. It could be dozens, hundreds. Okay, lysosomes make up about 0.5 ribosomes. Okay, so comparison of average diameters, no domestic scale difference between the nucleus and the ribosomes. Look at that, amazing. So, if you have any questions, please leave it below. I hope you enjoyed this lecture on cell biology, the basic unit for life. Remember, cell biology is the basic unit of life. And it's something that we're still studying and still getting to know better. And it's just amazing how our body, and not just our body, animal bodies in general, or plants or algae, it's amazing how it all comes down to the cell. The cell. Amazing, man. Amazing. So if you have any questions, please leave it below. Also, I do provide tutoring. So if you have a biology test coming up, or chemistry test coming up, or just a science test coming up, leave a message below, and I do offer tutoring. Um, I was a professor at the Acupuncture Medical School. I love teaching. I've been teaching since 1990. Yes, I'm dating my age here, but I don't care. So please, if you have a big test coming up, if you have kids that need tutoring, also I do tutor by Zoom. Okay, and just leave a message here, and then you get a discount of, of my tutoring sessions. All right, thank you for joining me. I appreciate y'all, and then I'll talk to y'all later. Okay.